Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Super-Fanta-Fi. This being a show where we talk about TV shows of the supernatural, fantasy, and/or science fictional genre. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the latest episode of Supernatural, a great episode. I love that right from the beginning. I was like, okay, we got all the ingredients we need. Okay, Gabe, give us the angel Grace. And he comes back, and it's like, yeah, he's extracting it in Dean's room. Dean's like, what? What? Why in my room? He needed some private time, and he comes back with the littlest sample, and everyone's like, and he's like, hey, that's grade A, it's good, and they use it, and it's like, okay, everyone's ready. It's like, yeah, team rescue, Mary and Jack in ready for action. Before they can step through, it starts limping, and I love that everyone kind of turns their heads with it, kind of leaning with it, and then even Gabe's got the sword, and he's kind of tilting it down. I'm like, that's so good. It's like, this is literally a giant, a limp situation, I guess is kind of the best way to phrase it. It's so interesting. And even love that Gabe is trying to explain everything to Rowena. He's like, no, it's just because she's like, I didn't say anything, because he's trying to defend himself. It's like, no, it's, that's still good. That's not my fault. He tried to turn it on Rowena. It's like, oh, it must have been something you did with the spell. And she's like, no, that spell could be cast by anyone. It was the ingredient. It's like, oh, poor freaking Gabe, because even it's like, oh yeah, maybe things were, it's like, oh wow, that ended, like that portal got closed so quickly. Yeah, it was so premature. And then looking at Gabe, it's like, I feel so good. I felt so bad for him. And then there was that moment of them checking each other. I was like, wait, is this happening? What? I'm surprised there isn't a little conflict of interest. Obviously, she hates Lucifer, but I guess it's like she doesn't hold it against all his siblings. But it's just kind of like the fact is, it's like she's checking him out, he's checking her out. It's just like, what? This is happening. This is crazy. Sam, Dean, and Cass come back in, and it's like, what? They were like, no, we were just, looking. It's a library. We're in a book. It's like, what? Have you boys decided on anything? And they're both just Cass with his head down, and Dean and Sam are like, got faces like, what the hell did we just? I was like, oh my god, this is happening. This is so good. I loved it. Interestingly enough, they did go after the person they need most, and that is Lucifer, because he's the one with a lot more grace packed up. Obviously, Sam was kind of like the most kind of like, we shouldn't do this, but Cass kind of brings up a good point. It's like, we're the reason why Lucifer's free on Earth in the first place. The fact that, because for Sam, it's like, if we go after him, what's the point? He's just going to get away because he just always manages, and then he's going to be back to being the devil on loose. The devil's loose on Earth, which we also haven't seen Joe for a while. I'm curious. I'm surprised he didn't go bother trying to track her down. Maybe he did, and she's just kind of hidden herself away. Or maybe she's kind of like, I'm done with this. But maybe she'll kind of pop up in the story soon enough. But nevertheless, what I thought was kind of, it's kind of like, but Cass's perspective of like, he's always been our responsibility. We've just been so scared to go up against him because, obviously, because, he's as powerful as he is, and none of them are strong enough to take him on. Even Gabe isn't strong enough to take him on. But obviously, with a little help with Rowena, they were able to kind of dose him because he's up. Because the moment the bartender was like, oh, Jack, and then Lucifer caught on to it, was like, who the hell is this guy? Who are you? And it's like, damn you, Gabe. And him and Rowena worked together just to kind of subdue him. I like the whole plan. It's like to slit his throat and, to steal his grace, but also to keep it pouring out, to keep the portal open as long as possible. And I was like, oh, interesting enough. They are going out of their way to not tell him that it's Jack on the other side. But the thing is, like, Lucifer wore her down because obviously he was trying to be annoying. He's trying to do whatever he can to kind of get into her head, trying to sing a song to annoy her, but it didn't work. But what finally broke her was the fact that he brought up her death. Like, that moment terrified her because she's never been scared in her life. She's been killed by Lucifer before, but not like that. She had, as you know, the details. She went through an excruciating experience. And she has PTSD, and trying to give one up him, she tells him about Jack, which motivates him to escape. Because that's what this is all about. Because for him, it's like he had heaven, he had hell. It meant nothing to him. It's like the only thing that mattered was being a father. Because, really, truth be told, it's the only reason why he ever wanted to be a dad in the first place. Even before he found out about what Jack being a Nephilim and Jack being as powerful as he is, for him, it's like, oh, we can work together and do so much good. Because that's, it's like, oh, together, me and Jack, we'll make a world built in my image. But, together, oh, it's going to be so great. But for him, it's always been because of his daddy issues, he thinks that he could do better. He thought he could run heaven better. Not really. So to kind of show up his dad in some shape or form, he wants to be a better father. It's kind of what that's all chalked up to. He broke free and almost killed her. I was like, well, because the thing is, we know Rowena's safe. Because sadly, we know that in her death book, no matter what the circumstances may be, Sam is the one that always kills her. So we know that she was safe in the situation. So I was like, how is this going to play out? I was like, is he actually going to spare her without, but it's like, nope. She ended up blasting him into the portal. And she's like, bollocks. And then she's like, yeah, things kind of suck, but it's like, hey, I'm sorry, boys, that things kind of played out like this. I'm the only one that could keep the portal open, by any means. But I mean, it's like he's going, both literal, the only archangels left in existence are on the other side. So it's like, she tries to pack up and she's going to leave. She's like, bye, boys. But she couldn't go because no matter what, like the thing is, Rowena's always got her own angle to play. But when it comes down to it, she actually cares. I guess it's also because the boys have given her a chance and she's not, especially because also the mission that they're on. They're on a mission for family. And I think that's another thing that makes her sympathetic. It's just kind of like, no, they're in this to help get their mom and Jack back. And it's like, I can't screw them over. And it's like, after the chances they've given me, and also because like Sam kind of gave her the power she needs right now. And, no matter what the circumstances are, he asked her to come help. They both did. So you even had this interesting conversation between Gabe and Cass this episode too. That being the whole conversation about like, well, what will Gabe do when it's all said and done? And he's asking Gabe to kind of come back to heaven, but Gabe's like, because he had no idea heaven was in the dire straits that it was in. So it's like, I mean, the fact of the matter is, like, I'm kind of the screw up. Like, who am I to come and try and save heaven? But then you have Cass being like, well, everyone else has been well-meaning, and they totally kind of screwed the pooch on many different fronts. So it's like, maybe a screw up like you might just be what heaven needs. I mean, the fact is, like, Cass never asked him outright, but it's like, do you know how to make angels? Like, that seems like a secret only God knows how to. So there's that. Also, plus Gabe's not even back at full strength, but I guess even at non-full strength, he's still a little above a regular angel, I would assume. I mean, archangels are just that top tier above. Like I said, my thought process has been, I'm curious, are they going to try and like convince the angels from this world to come back to their world just to save heaven from in their world? I'm curious, But the sad turn of events being what they are, I did not expect things to go down the way they did in it. Because it's so sad too, because like I guess it should have been foreshadowed because of the whole Sam being in good. It was like, yeah, everything's on good. Yeah, like, because even Dean was like, you got like a little pep in your step. It's like, well, fact of the matter is we're this close to Mom and Jack. Like, it took a while and we struggled a lot, but we finally got here. So it's like, he's happy about it. So, but, under the circumstances they were in, the vampires overwhelmed them. Like, I was like, okay, like someone's going to come over and save him or something. It's like, nope, Sam got bit in the neck. I was like, what? And blood starts pouring out his neck. I was like, so are we going to get Sam as a vampire? Because the vampiric process kind of works differently. Plus, these vampires aren't looking to make other vampires. They're so consumed by their appetite. Because that's kind of an interesting thing, kind of like a world effect thing that's kind of interesting about this world, just kind of learning a tidbit. Because humans were kind of wiped out a lot by angels, they didn't think about the consequences of monsters. I mean, I guess monsters aren't really a worry for angels. I mean, that's never come up before. But could a vampire drain an angel? I mean, technically they are flesh and bone because they are occupying a human's body, but still, like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say because, I mean, they are just like angels gracing her. So I don't know if, like, I don't know how the human body works while it's under the condition of, I mean, I figured it still operates the same way a normal human body would. It just happens to have angel's grace kind of mixed in with it. But would that be poisonous to a vampire? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's ever come up yet. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I think why they haven't gone after angels. So it's like they're trying to go after humans, I guess, because humans are the only thing they can't eat because angels will put up too much of a fight. I don't know. But I wasn't expecting that. And I saw Sam. I was like, oh, well, maybe Sam will kind of wake up and he'll be fine. I was like, maybe it's going to be a situation if he turns into a vampire. But I was like, well, we do know Lucifer's here. So I was like, is Lucifer going to possess his body? It's like, that is his original, like, planned host anyway. But, well, to be fair, once again, he's still stuck in the body that he's stuck in. So, but, he ends up bringing Sam back because his main reason for bringing Sam back is, well, for one, Sam will make it easier to track down Jack. Two, is because he knows that Jack will be happy. It's like, oh, like, I want the same relationship with Jack that you have. And he's like, oh, Jack will be so happy if I bring you to him. And it's like, oh, like, it'll just let him know that I did all this amazing stuff. Now, either you go with me to see Jack, or you stay here and let all these vampires kind of rip you apart, which is kind of like it's a lose-lose situation for Sam. But I also think it also probably put him in that same mindset as, Rowena, where it's kind of like he's trapped between a rock and a hard place, literally like he was in a cage. And I'm sure like kind of PTSD moments of just kind of be like, one, it's just the drive and wanting to reunite with his mom and Jack, versus, the whole Lucifer situation. And it's like, it's kind of a sucky situation all across the board. So while you also had Dean walking and also like coming across his mom and then finding out and then like having to break the news to his mom about what happened to Sam, and even Jack being like, no, why couldn't you bring him back? It's like, we could have done something, because like Sam was the first one that Jack kind of latched onto. So, but Dean was like, oh, we got to go get his body at the very least. And before they could leave, in walks Sam, and it's like, yeah, Sam, you're alive. Followed by Lucifer, and is like, hey, son. This is the first time him and Lucifer have met face to face, which is kind of interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. I'm sure Lucifer's going to play it up. I'm like, no, I'm here to help, son, Because obviously, like I said, he's got his plans. He's trying to manipulate Jack and everything. But in his own twisted way, he wants what Sam and Dean have with Jack. He wants a family of his own. I'm just curious to see how that all turns out. It's probably going to be a situation of Jack being like, okay, if you're sincere, come stay here and fight, which even he's like, probably like, ooh, I don't really want to go up against Michael, especially considering the fact is the Michael in this world ended up killing the Lucifer of this world. But this Lucifer is fully charged because he ended up coming across some of Michael's angels and killed them. So that's interesting. But I am curious to see how this all plays out in that regard, because most likely it's going to be a situation of he says they're going to fight, but most likely he's probably going to take Jack, go through the portal and leave. Is most likely going to be the situation. I wonder, do they plan on leaving Lucifer in the other world this time? Like, I'm curious, is that going to be potentially the plan? I mean, the thing is, like, they probably wouldn't want to like leave Lucifer in another world, because it's like this world already has enough to deal with all the angels. The last thing they want to do is subject this world to Lucifer. And again, Lucifer is their problem and no one else's. It's kind of their fault, the reason why he's kind of out and about. So I am very curious to see how this all plays out in the next episode, because obviously, Sam is probably, you could tell the look on his face, like he feels so bad, because it's like in his mind it's probably like, no, I should have done the braver thing. I should have just sacrificed my life, because this way now I brought Lucifer to Jack. I've kind of like, it probably makes him feel like, oh, I'm just kind of his property again, and just makes him probably feel weak. I mean, he just kind of gets weak and scared when it comes to Lucifer. I mean, he's had his moments of standing up to Lucifer, but these circumstances, it's just he's so close to his mom that it's just kind of like, I mean, it's also sad too, because for what motivated him even more so is like the fact is when he had that dream at the beginning of the episode where it's like him, his mom, Jack, Dean, Cass all sitting around a table enjoying, just enjoying each other's company, eating pizza, just laughing and joking. That is enough to kind of push him to go forward, because he's like, no matter what, we have to save mom and Jack, so. Because the thing is, like, Jack and Mary, at the very least, Jack definitely doesn't. I'm sure Mary probably will agree too that she doesn't want to leave until this world is safe. So that's why I'm kind of thinking, like, inadvertently, like, you're going to have Lucifer having to stay and fight, which is definitely going to be interesting once Michael finds out, because two of his siblings are here. He has, so here's my nephew from another world, and then my two brothers, Gabriel and Lucifer. And that's going to be definitely an interesting conversation going down, especially because the longer the portal's open too, more time he can slip through, probably bringing an entire army. Might ultimately be what goes down. He ends up going through, bringing his army, and it's going to be up to, because Rowena's obviously working to keep the portal open, to do what she can. Ultimately, kind of have to wait and see how everything plays out. Like I said, there was still that panicked moment, like I said in the episode, where I was kind of like, are you fucking serious? Are you serious? What? After all this way, fucking stupid vampires are going to be? Okay, good. He's alive. I mean, like I said, it's a hairy circumstance with Lucifer around, but still. I'm very interested to see what goes down in the next episode. We are nearing the end of the season. Only 2 episodes left. Or is it 1? I always forget how many episodes Supernatural has. I think it's like a lot of like superhero stuff. It's 23, I think. I think always in my head I associate with 22. It might be 22, but it might be 23. I don't know. Either way, I'm very interested to see what goes down in the next episode as well. It's kind of like how everything's going to wrap up this season. So, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see how that all happens. But really, that's all I want to talk about in this episode. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and good